Welcome back to Chat Lab. I'm Evan.
And I'm Ethan. And this is the podcast where thoughts are tested.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Now, how are you doing?
I'm doing alright. Can't say I'm bad. Been a grand week. Did some things.
Did some things?
Yeah, and I'm...
Explain your things.
Well, I actually went to the gym. So...
Oh, did ya?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Mm.
You need it.
That's news. Well...
Yeah, I didn't go to the gym, but I had design work to do, so...
Yeah. I actually made some progress in my code.
We also have our own website now.
Yes, sir.
Thanks to Ethan. What is it? chatlabpodcast.github.io.
It is. That's chatlabpodcast.github.io. It will be in the link tree in all the descriptions of anything you're listening on. So, yeah, I was to the gym, did some coding. You know, usually same as last week. You don't really do much when you don't have much to do.
I was thinking of actually going karting soon.
Go karting.
Yeah, go karting.
Right.
With the boys, like, you know, you included.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, like, but I don't know when or how, but we can make it work. Because I think it'd be cool, because I actually kind of forgot that you could, like, go out and do things, because I've been inside for so long.
Yeah, there's a real stigma around that at the moment.
Yeah, but they have their own precautions and restrictions and stuff, so it's not too bad.
We're all chuffed today because we got 2 cups of tea.
Wait for it. Ah.
Hey. That's going to sound sick.
Yeah, I'm drinking normal tea like a normal person.
That was hot. I'm drinking mint tea because I'm a monk. Part monk.
Part monk. Part Ethan.
It's an ancestry thing. I'm a 0.7% monk.
Are you?
Wouldn't put it past me though.
Well, before the podcast, you wanted to tell me
I do want to start off this podcast with a joke.
Yeah, okay. You wanted to keep it, so go
now,
on.
Preface to any listeners, I will be doing a motion in a second, and I'll explain what the motion is. I just need him to get the context so he gets this joke, okay?
Why'd you put down your sleeves?
Okay. Where does the general keep his armies?
Where?
In his sleeveys. Where does the general keep his armies?
Oh, in his sleeves.
As he said, oh, there, I did wiggle my arms because I'm on about arms, not armies. Keep him in his sleeves. There is your weekly dose of wholesome content.
Oh, my God.
There. Well, getting actually into the podcast.
Yeah.
Past my shitty dad joke. We do have a topic for today. And it's to do with, I would say, our career prospects, but it's to do with mostly from your childhood to now and to what you want to be. So, an example, when I was like 4.
Taxi cab driver.
No, you. Sorry to any taxi cab drivers out there. Nah, man.
Fireman.
You see the bin man come up and collect your bins on a Wednesday morning, and you're like, I want to be the fella on the back going round and round on that thing. Yeah, that's what I was kind of like. And I kind of like, it starts from there. You don't want to be a bin man, but you do. You want to ride in the back of it because that's cool.
Yeah, no, when I was younger, the only thing I focused on was shooting imaginary lasers out of my hands.
Oh, well. I did that with the water in the shower, you put your hand
Oh, yeah. That was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
You're like, I am water man. Yeah, I've done that a good amount of times, but yeah, no, the only thing I ever thought about as a kid was Superman, and I can shoot lightning, and I can, like, it was stupid stuff.
Yeah, I mean, my first proper, I got kind of when I was just a little bit before I had my like first actual vision. I just wanted to be a doctor for some reason, just like a brain doctor or something. I had no real interest in the field at all. I just knew it was really something cool. I was like, I'll just do this.
Yeah,
it was kind of like that, and I didn't have any background behind it. I didn't follow it really, and then I decided I wanted to be an architect, and that's actually something I actually stuck with for ages. I just wanted to be one for some reason.
Okay.
So I took tech graph in junior cert, did my DCG,
I did too.
did my DCG in leaving cert.
I gave it up though. I did not want to do DCG.
Yeah, I stuck through. I really wanted to be a graphic designer. Not a graphic designer. I was thinking, I wanted to be an architect. So
Yeah.
I was just thinking about it all the time, and I liked drawing, and I liked everything to do with it. And I don't know what trailed off me. I just kind of realized that I liked doing tech graph and making things, but I don't think I wanted it to be my career, I guess. But it stuck with me for so long. I was thinking about the courses you do, how you need to, I always tried to do really well in those kind of courses and stuff. But that was my very first career kind of goal mindset. Probably got that. I was in 6th class. What did you in 6th class? 11?
In 6th class, no, you're like 12. I was 12.
I was 11.
I was 12 going on 13.
In 6th class?
No, I was going on 13, as in like,
yeah.
At the end of 6th class, I was 12. At the start of first year, after a month, I was 13.
Yeah, I'm a bit on the younger side, so I was kind of a year ahead in school.
Yeah.
But, yeah, what about you? What was your, first envision?
Well, I never really had any thought about it like as a kid. Maybe in 6th class I probably had a bit of a think, but I never really stuck with anything like properly. But the one thing that stood out from a younger age, at least, that I always went back to, always thinking, was being a teacher, either primary school or secondary school. I wasn't sure at that time what being a secondary school teacher would be like, I guess.
Right.
But I just knew that at that age, I knew if I needed to do primary, I'd need to know all the subjects at least a little bit. And I was like, I'd rather not. So yeah, I guess teacher kind of it's come up every now and then, but just the way to get there, like the path you have to take, I don't really like. So yeah, other than that, I've just been looking at anything in business really, which is what I have for my college courses.
When did you tailor off into
that? Mainly just when I saw what path being a teacher would take me on, and I didn't really like that path.
Doing your junior or
yeah, like whenever I was just looking at things, because I knew you'd have to go to a different type of school / college, and you have to do this thing and this thing, and yeah, I didn't really find it too interesting. Like maybe in my later years I'll become a teacher, but just something in business was kind of my overall kind of outlook on what I'd want to be. So that's why I have my college courses is that. But other than that, I just had graphic designer, maybe make, a side business out of that, which I have, bit by bit, but it's nowhere like this guy's a famous designer that you can pay 45 grand and get a really good logo for. Like that, I didn't get to that stage. But yeah, no, I mean, I've just had it on the side. I knew it wasn't going to be, a reliable source of income as a job for now, at least.
It's good to look at that.
Especially not being in an agency. I'm just a freelancer, and no agency has looked at me yet. So
yeah, it's a real thing you got to look at even when you're 15, 16, you're deciding kind of what career path you want to go down. It's you don't follow your dreams or whatever, but you got to be realistic about it too. If you're going to follow your dreams, are you going to end up somewhere? Like, are you going to get a probable likelihood of ending up with a sustainable income?
Yeah,
not a fixed one. You could be a freelancer, but would it work out for you?
Yeah, like I was going to go to art college to be a graphic designer, but talking to the art teachers, I just realized that a lot of it is kind of like, personally, mumbo jumbo. Why did you think of this? I don't know, the lines look cool. Whereas what they want is, oh, I got this from my passion for, I don't know, this thing, and they derived from this thing. Like, no, I just drew this line, and I went, that looks cool. Like, I couldn't fluff it up, like, I couldn't waffle. I just wouldn't be able to, so
right, yeah.
I decided, this was like when we were deciding courses, I decided to swap out, do something in business first. That'll help me anyways with graphic design, because I'll be able to,
market your way through.
Yeah, I'll be able to market my way a bit better. And then, if I want, I can do like a 12-week course in another college at the same time, because I can do that. So I might. We'll see.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what I've always been looking for is like a couple weeks course where I go to this
A boot
place.
camp.
They show me, basically like a boot camp, yeah.
A lot of those for coding. But people get trapped in.
Yeah, because like we both did the course online for graphic design, but like there's no motivation behind going to that one.
Yeah.
And the first couple episodes or lessons or whatever you want to call them were just, what is graphic design? Like, I know what it is, man. Just show me how to do that stuff.
Yeah, everything's a real from when you're doing online courses, they really have to cover all bases on it being basics. So
Yeah.
that can be a pain when you already have a leg up.
Yeah, but that's just, those are my couple choices that I've looked at throughout the years. But like, I never decided on one too much, and even now I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna stick with business for the rest of my life. I'll be 50 and I won't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I suppose it's, you don't know what's going to happen, but what do you feel like is going to happen? I guess is the question. Because, I guess for me anyway, like, I don't know that I'll be sitting and doing software development as a software engineer for the rest of my life. But that's what I want to happen.
Yeah.
Whether that happens or not is not up to me, essentially. But sometimes,
I guess.
Something could happen. You might change course. You might find a different interest even.
Yeah, that's a problem as well with me, is that like I have what I've classified as HAD, which is hobby attention disorder.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Where I can't stick with a hobby for a long time.
Yeah, I can vouch.
But the good thing is that I always go back to that hobby.
I
It
guess.
just swaps out. It's like a tag team between hobbies. Whether it's music production, graphic design, I don't know, whatever else. I go in and out of everything.
Yeah.
Just so quickly. It happens with games too, but it's really bad for my hobbies because, like, I could spend a lot.
Require consistency.
Yeah, and I could spend a lot in this hobby, and then 2 months later I'm like, meh. So that's why when graphic design is good for me is when I have clients. Because when I have people who are coming to me needing help, needing me to do a logo, I find it easier when it's more of a job than when I'm just doing it as a hobby, because I'll lose interest if it's just a hobby. Whereas if it's something I have to do, I have to do. Where I find it easier to stick with it.
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah, anyway, going back to school, I guess. So I did always want to be an architect, so I kept closely with tech graph, and I was mostly focused on that over anything. I really did like maths, but I never saw a career in maths.
yuck.
You just end up teaching it, really. You don't
Yeah.
go and research
You're
maths.
either a lecturer or you're a teacher.
Yeah. So then after a while of doing tech graph, I realized that CAD design was really interesting to me. So it's more using a software to make 3D models rather than sketching 2D things as an architect. I found a lot more interesting. So that's the kind of path I wanted to go down.
So would it be more like making products or just making houses in 3D?
No, yeah, it'd be more on the product side, just making things.
Okay.
Rather than just being an architect, kind of. And to be honest, I have no real connection to that in the course I'm doing now. Like,
None.
I just was really into all that, and then I got advised that so then I got advised that that I shouldn't really try and pursue a career in CAD design, not because it's bad or because it doesn't pay well. It's just you don't need a lot of qualifications for it, so it's not worth going to a 4-year college course to do something like that. I
Yeah.
was like, that's fair.
It's similar with graphic design, is that like, yeah, like you can learn on your own, you can get clients on your own, you don't need to go to a college course for it, and realistically you'll have no job out of it, really.
Yeah,
Like they don't find you a graphic design
sorry
agency.
for whoever's listening, but if you're going to art college,
We love you,
I hope you're good,
but we
And-
don't know if
and I hope you're lucky.
for ourselves we'll get a job out of it.
Yeah.
'Cause
It's not even just our college. You know,
that's what the
yeah.
guidance counselor in my school said it to me as well. Because I was saying to him, I was like, I don't like the whole mumbo jumbo that they're going on about in the art class. Like she's telling me all this stuff that I need to do for a portfolio to get in, and I'm like, I can't because I just put down a couple of lines and it looked like a cool
You don't
logo.
have your head in the clouds.
Yeah, like I'm just not there. Like,
Yeah.
and he was saying to me like, yeah, you're better off doing a business thing and then doing graphic design on the side because, you know. So he basically just said what I was thinking perfectly, which I was like, okay, grand. So I'll go with this. Plus, it'd help me with graphic design more if I did business, because it would increase, my marketing, my social skills, my negotiation skills, all this stuff, like,
Oh yeah.
which would help way more than going to art college and learning parts of graphic design that I don't need to know or don't want to know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, so then did my junior cert. I finished, tech graph. I was all, I'm definitely doing DCG. I'm definitely doing this, physics, and things like that. And I was just very still interested in CAD design. And then we had this module or class, I suppose. It was a careers class, and they literally just kind of showed you how CAO works, why you would need a SUSI grant. Like grants in colleges where you apply if you're applying abroad. It's kind of just basically a stretched out FAQ of shit you need to know. It was a really handy class, but
Is it just guidance class, like career guidance?
Yeah, kind of.
We had a career guidance.
They didn't
like
focus
once a
on
week.
you really though. It was just a class. Like they just kind of gave you the information. They didn't come down and go, so what do you want to do?
Oh yeah, we had career guidance, but we do it in a computer room, and we'd all get our own computers. We'd research, and they'd come down and be like, come on, what are you looking at?
Yeah.
Let's see what do you need to do to get there. How many points is it? Get all the information for yourself, so you know.
Yeah. So then we had to like pick a courses that we found interesting,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very blurry on how this went. So sitting beside none other than Owen Hasty.
Yup.
And he, from what I remember, he picks this course called Computing Technologies in LIT. Not LIT, UL.
Yeah.
UL. It's 320 points or whatever. It's now called Computer Science. It was called Computing Technologies. And I went, all right. Just as the Taekwondo from last week, I went, all right, I'll do it. So I went, all right, I'll do it. This is LC1 deciding my career. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. Sure.
Why not?
So I just stuck with it. And we both stuck with it because I read it and I was like, this looks interesting.
Goddamn sheep.
Yeah. And I just kind of firmed it, I guess. I just went, fuck it, I'll do this because I'm not going to become an architect. I don't have a portfolio of fucking drawings and shit. I don't know how to draw. It's different things like that. And I just stuck with it. He stuck with it too, but then he kind of realized he wasn't ready for college. He started feeling like he was unsure about what he wanted to do.
Yeah, so he studied FedEx instead.
Which we can follow up sooner or later. But after that,
honestly, at least he's working. It could be worse.
No, he's okay, and he has.
Yeah.
I think he got the points.
But I know some people are like, I don't know. They take a year off as a holiday, which is ridiculous. Like, I'm happy he's working.
No, I know he doesn't. He wants to go to college. He just doesn't know what he wants to do, and I'm glad he found a place to put himself because he has a good leaving cert behind him, so he's able to apply to a course and get it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
He just wants to make sure he knows what's what, like, and at least he's working while he's doing that. So fair fucks to him.
Yeah. The only reason why I'm I don't have the clearest path that I want to take, but the thing is that I skipped transition year, so because I'm ahead, I want to stay ahead.
Exactly.
I don't want to take that year for everyone else to catch up on me. No, I'm ahead for a reason, so I want to stay ahead. I want to get out there. I want to go into the world, into college, experience everything else, rather than just wait a year.
Yeah.
Because yes, I don't have the clearest mind as to what I want to do, but I have a rough idea, and I've always been good at business, really. So I thought, why not go into this? And I enjoy it, and it would be useful. It's practical. So there was loads of reasons why I was like, yeah, I'll do this, because I might as well. And there's nothing else that stood out to me. So it was like, this stands out. Nothing else does. I'll go with this. Although I do have interior architecture on the bottom of my choices for college.
How many choices that you put down. So those of you that aren't from Ireland and are listening, you
I
get 10
put-
choices of courses. You want to do 10 level 8 courses,
10
and then
levels,
10
6
level
and 7.
6 and 7s.
Yeah, I put no 6 and 7s because I'm not doing a 6 and 7.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, and I think I put it was either 7, 8, or 9. One of them.
You put up to 9 courses down.
Yeah,
I put 2.
you put.
I put 2 courses
I thought I
down.
was bad.
I put 2 just in case. I was picking one.
Well, I have BIS in UCC, BIS in CIT, marketing in CET, and then I have a couple. I think I have a couple different ones, and then I have a couple Limerick courses, but I just put them down in case because I can't really go to college in Limerick. But I was like, I might as well put them down just in case, so that if worse comes to worse, I still have to go. I still have a college course, but I have to go to Limerick.
Yeah, I mean, not to be stuck up my own hole, but I put down 2 because one of them was the UL course for like 330 points. I think that was it. And then the LIT one I was doing was 270. And like, I don't want to sound stuck
didn't.
up, but
Yeah,
270 points.
But I
at
think
least
the
was-
problem with
was
that
manageable
is
for
that
me.
the choice you get offers, and if there's too many people getting accepted, that's where you run into problems. Not necessarily the points. You're lucky that you got it though. I'm sure your career guidance
what,
wasn't too
LIT?
happy.
Well, that I had 2 choices.
Yeah.
I don't even remember talking to him about that. I know it was a she anyway. She's very good. I just talked to her about it. I was like, "This is the course I want to do."
I think.
I decided I was just gonna fake that I committed to this because I don't want to appear unsure. Because if I appear unsure, it's gonna start throwing shit at me like mechanical engineering, and I knew I just wanted to do this.
I hate that. You're like,
if I
I
didn't-
think I want to do this. And then they look it up and they're
Like-
like, do you have any information? I'm like, no. They're like, get some information. And they're like, oh, what about this? And I'm like, no, I don't want to spend
No, she was
6
very good
months on
because
this
we
shit.
did do you know the aptitude tests?
Yeah.
The CAT tests, I think they're called.
There's one you can pay
CAT.
for, and there's one that's just free.
We all got into the hall and we did the tests, and it tells you like what you are like.
Oh, we never wrote anything down.
Um,
We just did it online.
Tells you are like spatial awareness, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And we did that, and then with that, she was like, I said like, oh, I'm into maths and I'm into physics, or whatever,
Nerd.
things like that. And she was looking at, she was like, yeah, I mean, probably a good choice. Not probably. She said it with confidence, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, she was like, yeah, and I mean, there is engineering courses as well if I want to do them. She did recommend me those, like engineering and GMIT, things like that. I didn't talk to her about my switch because I was planning on going to UL up until April. There's a change of mind for switching your courses in the CAO in May.
Yeah.
And I changed from going
I think
to UL
mine was
to going to LIT. So I still had 2
June or
choices,
July.
just the UL was at the bottom. So if I didn't get LIT, I wouldn't have got UL anyway. But it's just...
I think you're
it was
better off
just-
in LIT anyways because most of your friends are there anyways. I know that's not something you should be thinking about when you're going for a college, but like your course is perfect for you and you have your friends there, so it makes sense.
That was kind of my motive, but it was also like... It's an institution of technology. I might as well do a computer course there.
Yeah,
you know,
I suppose
UL
your course works within IT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like LIT is expanding, right? So down by Tesco in Limerick and Kuna, they're expanding into an engineering thing. I think in Ennis
is
there's
that what that's turning into?
I think in Ennis there's a nursing or something thing going up there, like health. So they're expanding into different things.
Yeah.
But LIT is the IT center of like LIT as a whole.
Yeah.
So I'm in the right place, I feel like, and I just
And I mean, before college started, you were doing you were learning coding and stuff and programming before you even got there. A little bit. Come on now.
Little bit.
You did it quite a bit.
Yeah, a month before.
And then you got into college, and the first couple of days were like easy
I mean,
because nobody knew anything, and you were already like at least a little bit ahead.
Yeah, no, that's why we're kind of tangenting, but I don't care. That's why I kind of like the idea of like anything in life, I guess, but I'm generalizing into programming is like learn concepts and not code.
You said that to me the other day.
Yeah. So like learn concepts, not literal things, would be the takeaway.
But that is
That
not.
should be my weekly dose.
That
of
is
life
no. That
advice.
is not the weekly dose of life advice.
It's a bonus.
It's a bonus.
It's a bonus. 'Cause it's
piece
great.
of
It's great
advice.
takeaway advice. If you're showing how to do something, think of the bigger picture and think of how how this works and how you should take it and apply it to other things rather than, don't treat it like instructions and this works with this and this only kind of thing.
Yeah,
And that puts you ahead of a lot of people kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't really ever go for, what was it? What should you say? Concepts, not what?
Well, I said code, but like it could be it's anything. Like it's like learn the concept, so learn the kind of inner workings behind it rather than what it literally is.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit hard to decipher, but once you do, it like makes sense.
I don't know how to apply it to something else because my life is surrounded by coding, but like I'm sure if someone takes that and just thinks about it,
you'll find a way to.
I'm no linguistic
to put it somewhere.
Person, so I can't articulate myself properly.
Yeah, but so you're going into second year now of college?
I sure am. I've been accepted as of 3 weeks ago.
So are the modules like harder now, or?
Yes, this is supposed to be one of the hardest years.
So it's like 1 is fine, 2 is hard, 3 is okay.
So 3 is like you do the first semester, which is September till December, and then I think in February you go into work placement for 6 months until you go back to college for 4th year in September. And that's obviously the hardest year, but it's not like the hardest year for learning. You just have to do your final projects and stuff, final year projects.
Yeah.
In your final year, everything. So everything's hard, but it's not. This is all like shit I need to learn and do. That's going to be difficult. But I do have a leg up. I have been utilizing the time at home with the pandemic situation, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you've been learning a good amount, and even just doing some on the side, like.
Yeah. It was another way of another reason why I made the whole website for the podcast in the first place, because I just wanted a reason to code as well.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that's it's good. It's just gonna be hard, but I'm really trying to try and keep on top of it because I know now. I wasn't sure this time last year if this is what I wanted to do. I was very nervous as if I'd actually like it.
Yeah.
I'd like being in it, but man, I can't wait to go back.
But I suppose
I'm very confident this is what my career wants to be.
Yeah, but like when you think about it, right? You're saying okay, this year was going to be hard, but do you remember like being in like senior infants and thinking, oh my god, that multiplication looks incredibly hard. And
it's not how it looks. It's I know a guy that just finished second year.
Yeah, but he's his own person. But like, it's just the fact that like that's how I felt about it.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like you think it's gonna be hard, but once you get into it, it might be easier than you think it will be.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Like he could be saying it, scarier than it actually is. He might be. It
might be hard. It just mightn't be as hard as I'm making it out to be.
Yeah, exactly. Like it'll still be hard, obviously. Like, but it won't
be hard.
Yeah, it won't be. It won't be too difficult where you need to drop out.
Touching on a more recent thing of mine, I'm gaming a lot less.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
And I'm not sad about it. It needs to stop.
What happened to Tarkov?
People haven't been playing it anymore. Like they do, and the new update came out and it was great, but I also just don't have a drive to play it right now. I don't know. It's I guess what would you say? Like, I'm not excited to play it anymore. I'd rather do other things. I'd literally rather code than play Tarkov.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have good Wi-Fi or internet or whatever in my dad's, so I've just been playing offline games. Any game that was downloaded before I moved, I've been playing.
Yeah.
So GTA, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I don't know what else, like Forza Horizon 4. But the only problem with that is that like I've finished GTA twice. I've modded it. I've done loads of stuff. Assassin's Creed Odyssey just isn't that fun to me right now. Forza Horizon 4 is getting a bit boring because I've been playing it a lot, and it's kind of just the same thing. You go in, you drive for a while, and you quit. There's nothing else to do in it. There's no other fun stuff personally for me. So Yeah, I would say I haven't been playing games as much in the last couple of weeks, at least. Yeah.
It's really important, at least for me, that I've came to the realization that they are a waste of time. Believe it or not, they're a fun leisure activity, but in excess, they're just wasting your time. Not entirely.
Yeah.
They're a great way to relax.
I actually find that it wastes your time more if you play it for like only half an hour.
Sometimes,
Because if you think about
if you
it,
don't
like,
feel it,
yeah, if you don't feel it, it's definitely just a waste of time. Like if I get on Forza, I drive around for half an hour and I quit. I've wasted half an hour.
yeah, if you feel like you've done nothing, it's how you feel coming out of it as well.
Yeah.
Like you are wasting time. Like if even for that half an hour, if you feel great coming out of it, you're not wasting time because any time you enjoy spending, you're not wasting technically.
Now Joe Rogan said it was a waste of time recently, but I have to disagree. And there's like some scientist or something that disagreed as well. That like it's a waste of time, waste of money, waste of everything. I disagree a little bit. I don't have like scientific facts to back up my
you don't need to have that here.
Point.
You know, surprise, this is chat lab,
but
where thoughts are tested, but
we don't.
We're not testing your thoughts.
Yeah, we're not scientific.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just don't. I don't agree.
You don't agree? Why?
Because of like, yes, there are some downsides, but depending on the case, there are some good positives to it. Like, you know, you've got your reflexes, your dexterity, your depth perception, just things like that. Like I feel like, and you're just, I don't know, everything. Your eyes, you know, focus a bit quicker. I don't know. I suppose that's reflexes, but like I do see the downsides of you know your eyes can get sore from looking at a screen all day. You can get headaches. You know, the light isn't good for you. You can get insomnia. Yeah, but that's if people like literally stare at the screen like two inches away, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get these noobs." Like I don't think
that's the angle he's coming at it from though. I think it's more of an excessive video game player, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
wastes time.
I think regular fine. If you play like more than 12 hours a day,
play it for a hobby.
Yeah, if you play more than 12 hours a day, or just 12 or more, you're probably in dangerous territory for sure. If you play like half an hour, then you're not living.
No, if you're playing a couple hours a week, you know,
you're fine.
Doing it to relax, especially.
Yeah.
It's fine, you know, like, but
yeah, my dad's been playing a lot of Mario Kart recently.
Yeah, you know, when it starts to come in front of your life is when I think it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Like when you start doing it instead of doing other things, I feel like it's a waste of time.
Yeah, I've never gotten to the point of doing that really, and even if it was to get to that point, usually the person if it's I play games where I'm with this person, that person usually plays the games with me.
Yeah.
Like when I was younger, it was, you can go outside and play with your friend, or they can come in and play Minecraft with you. Like, if it's not in my way, might as well do it. You know, but sometimes it's good, like with family and stuff, like, you know, with the Switch now, like loads of families are playing the Switch. Yeah. Like, even my parents got one.
Well, like, Switch is great. It's great.
Yeah, game. So that's why my dad's been playing the Switch so much. He's been playing Mario Kart and everything. You know, we were playing Mario Party.
That's the good part of video games, because it's like watching a movie. It's that kind of, it's in that same genre when it's like that. I feel specifically the angle Joe Rogan was coming from was more of a playing it nonstop and not getting it.
But I will admit now, this happened with me, right? So the not new, but Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the newest one.
Yeah.
That is the first game in quite a long time, especially COD, especially like just a console game in general, that I've actually met people on that have actually that I've become friends with. Now it's a lot easier to connect with people nowadays, so it's not exactly the same as, let's say, you know, Xbox 360 party chat, where you'd see someone online, you add them to a party, and you shout down the mic while you're playing games and stuff. But like it's very similar, because we'd get in the game, we'd use the in-game chat. The only difference is that now we have a WhatsApp group chat that we can talk to each other through. Mm-hmm. So it's a bit more connected, but it's not too different. But it was the most fun I've had in so long. You know, every day getting on, just playing with those guys, because it wasn't necessarily excessive. It was just the fact that I hadn't felt the feeling of like community and connection in such a long time, where like I met these cool people through a game, and they were Irish, so of course I was most of them were, at least. There were a couple that were English and stuff, but it's just it was so nice to to be able to actually like meet people online again, like the old days in Xbox 360. You know, the parties and stuff where you just shout down the mic. I just loved that time. It was so funny, like
Yeah.
so toxic but so good.
I suppose it depends as well what you're doing with your life. You know, like let's say you are working, you're working just a regular job. You don't have any future, you don't have any side hustle, any career you want to do. You're just working. You get off
9 to 5.
You get off. You're off until the next day, until your next shift. Why not play video games for as long as you want? You know, but it's especially, you might think of this because of graphic design or something, but especially for me when I'm programming, I'd rather program because you need to be kind of constantly learning and adapting yourself.
Yeah, but if you think about
that can become your hobby.
The people that say gaming is a waste will watch TV for the same amount of time or less, which is actually less interactive and more rotting and for your brain and more waste of time.
Again, it's not all gaming is a waste of time. It's more excessive gaming is a waste of time. It's not that it's bad for you. It can be, but I don't care about that because this isn't a scientific opinion. It's just an opinion.
Yeah.
It's just gaming excessively is in the long run a waste of time. Because you're not going to go anywhere in your life. If you're content, if you're content with doing that, you can call it not a waste of time. But most people,
if you have a job to do, you're better off doing the job than gaming. Like, let's say for me, I have 3 clients I have to get to, and I'm like, oh, okay, I have 3 days to get these done. I'll just game today. I'm not going to bother. And I game for the entire day. Yeah. I've wasted that day.
You're blowing that off, yeah.
Yeah, and then the next day I might have no creativity whatsoever. Therefore, then I only have 1 day left to do the 3 clients.
And I don't think that they're a cause of, let's say, blowing off your day when you should be doing clients. But it is an outlet for it.
Yeah.
Because you could blow it off by watching Netflix all day.
Yeah.
That's an outlet for it, same as video games. But it's not that like Netflix or video games are causing you to spend the day playing them. You're just like, I want to be lazy. Let's do something I enjoy. Play whatever.
Yeah.
For the day.
Like, technically, you could just sit in your room in silence, but like nobody finds that fun. They'd rather work than do that. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I suppose it's whatever your outlet is, but my I guess my point is just that like if I was to choose between watching TV for 12 hours or playing games for 12 hours, I would find that playing the games would actually be healthier for me.
Oh, for sure.
Than watching TV, because at least I'm doing things. At least and if I'm playing like a Switch, chances are I might be getting some fitness too, because I'll have to like throw a ball or shake something, or
That's stretching it, but I get what you mean.
Yeah, like as you know, like
you're
the
moving,
Wii.
Yeah.
If you're playing the Wii for 12 hours or watching TV, obviously there's an advantage with the Wii.
The reason I side with Joe Rogan on that one as well is because I know he has had like being a video game addict for, he'd play, he literally got like a business line built into his house for internet so he could have it and that kind of thing. He was very extreme. So then he knows that it can be a waste of time, and that's how you can get sucked into that kind of stuff. He's not that guy that sits down and watches TV for 12 hours and complains about video games.
Yeah.
That's the only reason, because I know that's what he's referring to. He's not referring to fucking just a guy that plays it a couple hours after his work or whatever.
Yeah, the only problem is that like
things in moderation, I guess.
I find even now, like, I'm not playing games as much, but I'm watching just as much TV or just as much YouTube or whatever. I'm doing designs as well, obviously, because I'm still getting, a client here and there, but like, it's not to the same, like it's not perfect still. I'm still watching things that are making me happy that aren't great for me.
Right.
Like, because I've been binge watching shows. I mean, I've been rewatching the Arrow, or I've been rewatching Arrow and Flash. I'm on season 6 of Arrow, or Flash now, and I'm on season 2 of Arrow, nearly done it basically. Like,
right.
I've just gone so fast through everything because I've got nothing else to do. It's interesting. But I think that's the problem with being home, is that like, I've got nothing else to do. Why don't I?
Yeah.
What's the problem? What's it going to do to me?
At least that's my mindset when it comes to playing the video games, is that I don't feel motivated to play them. That's why I don't play them. I don't go, they're a waste of time. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to work on my fucking coding because that's beneficial for me. I don't think like that.
To be honest, not motivated. Yeah, same. I haven't really been motivated, but I found that subconsciously / consciously, I've been changing it from games to shows.
Yeah,
I'm still in
I
the
have
same
as well.
place, still in the same position, but I'm just watching shows instead of playing games.
Yeah.
So I don't know why. It's just happened like that. But yeah, no, I don't think it's exactly a good thing for me. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, no, but playing less games I think has been beneficial for me because I'd rather program, and that's why I'm saying what I started talking about is because, well,
Yeah, you see, sometimes I get onto design, even just for myself, just to practice, make up a company, make up a logo, try to make one. Sometimes it doesn't happen because it just doesn't. I just can't. Something gets in my way. I get demotivated, and I'm like, well, or unmotivated.
demotivated can be a thing, I think.
I get not motivated.
Fact check me in the comments.
And I just stop. I'm like, okay, well, it won't work, or I mess something up, and I'm like, oh, okay. But sometimes I have an idea and I can't execute, or I want to execute but I don't have an idea.
Yeah,
and
that's the same in programming as well.
Yeah, and it sucks then, like those times. I get it with music a lot because I'm like, oh, I'd love to make this. I go and try to make it. It just doesn't sound as nice as it could be. Another problem is that, like, a beat on its own can sound cool, can sound really good,
better with some
but
kind
it
of
sounds
rap or
better
lyrics.
with vocals on it, with someone,
yeah.
with some lyrics, with something, because it just sounds empty and repetitive without it.
Yeah,
Like I've played beats in the car sometimes just to show my mom or just see how it sounds in the car, and it just gets repetitive. So, because it's hard to have too much variation without making a beat sound weird. But yeah, no. I guess my point is just that, like, I do find it kind of hard to stick with something and try to get that done when it doesn't work out. Then I just go back to watching TV. Because if it doesn't work out, like, what can I do? Like, I don't know how to make it work.
yeah. I think why I'm watching more shows now and why I don't find it as bad as playing a video game or something is because, well, it's less immersive, right? So I could stick something on screen there while I program, and I could just turn it off when I want to, or I could sit down and watch it because I'm bored of programming or I'm stuck. I'll watch it and then I go, all right, do something else. But when I'm gaming, I don't even get to remotely go near code. I don't get to do, it's just games, and I like it for sure, but I always like to be doing something, at least chipping away. This whole thing might flip when college is a regular thing I can go back to, because I like games as a leisure, right?
Yeah.
But right now I'm on this kind of perpetual
leisure.
Yeah, so
you're
I'm constantly leisuring, so I'm doing constantly in leisure, so I'm constantly also trying to do something productive.
Honestly, though, I get that with movies too, where as I was saying, like, I just stop. I can do that. I can watch an hour of a movie and get bored.
Yeah,
even though I love the movie, I could get bored very quickly because it's just the mindset that I have where I've been stuck at home so long. Even stuff that I'd normally do for leisure, why bother? I'm bored. I'll turn it off and I'll find something else to do, which would probably just be a YouTube video.
But then I get camping in the woods for a week.
No, what I need to do is I need to go to the gym more, I think, because I just need my mental health to get a bit better, and then I'll be okay.
Let's go to the woods for a
I'm not going to the woods.
It will help you so much, you've no idea.
Go to a farm upstate, is it?
Mm.
Yeah.
See how I am. Genuinely, I've because I have the experience from Scouts.
You're saying the woods are a good place to not be bored?
No, it's a good place to reset. So when you come home, when it's actually very boring. So when you come back, you're so much more appreciative of anything. You could come back and the only thing that would be in your room is a fucking TV that plays the weather, and you watch that for half an hour. You'd be like, whoa, no way.
The only thing I need is a holiday.
Your stimulation is reset. That's what it is. Because you want to watch a movie for an hour and you get bored and turn it off. If you hadn't seen a screen in a week, you'd watch that full movie.
Yeah, I suppose.
You're overstimulated 24/7.
I think I just need a holiday, which we were supposed to have, where I just lay out on the beach, chill, with just the skyline and just nothing else, no tech around me, and just relax. Yes, I'll have my phone and I'll probably watch videos at night or something.
Yeah, that's
before I go
kind
to
of
bed.
like a light version of going.
Yeah, I
camping.
just need just away from
It's
my
a light
computer.
detox. Yeah, away from your computer. Yeah.
Yeah, I just and what? Where better yet to do it than on holiday?
I guess I say that as well because you can do that anywhere. So like, let's say I code on my computer, right?
Yeah.
So if I stay in, say, my girlfriend's house or something, I might have been coding that day, and then I'm gone, and I'm not at the computer, but I'm thinking about it, and I might have an idea
God, yeah.
of what to do. So I just write it down, and I'm excited, and I'm thinking about it until I can get back to the computer.
Yeah.
And then I have motivation. Not only do I have motivation, I might actually have a solution that motivates me more to keep going. So constantly sitting here might have solved the problem faster, but I won't be at programming long.
Won't be motivated.
Yeah, I won't be motivated. And motivation is the key. Self-motivation is the key for doing a lot of things. Really.
And the thing is that like, what you call it? I find I get motivated when I'm going to sleep. I'm in bed, trying to fall asleep.
Write those down.
I have a note. I have a note in my phone.
Yeah.
That literally has a couple of things. I want to. One of them was a T-shirt that says, "What is it? Spelling is important, but it's spelt with one L for spelling, and important is important."
They're not the kind of things I thought you'd be motivated to do.
No, it just came into my head. I was like, I'd like that T-shirt. I have a logo I want to make, and then I have,
Right.
I want to find out how to do angled lines in Illustrator.
Yeah.
Like just things I've written down. Some of the things I've written down for topics for this podcast have come from that too. Just things I'll be like in bed and I'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
I should do that.
And I find what I find interesting, right, is that I could lie in that bed. I could lie in my bed for the entire day and the next day after that and not go near my computer. But I can go at my computer, so I'm not motivated. I go somewhere else where I can't touch my computer. Spend half the time I would have spent in that bed, and I'll be twice as motivated to come back.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I always find as well when I'm like super bored, even just like I can't find a video I want to watch, I'll just go up, walk outside, just not necessarily go for a walk, but just go outside my house for a
stretch your
minute.
legs.
Yeah, I come back and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll watch this thing, and I'm not as bored to do it then, or I'm a bit more motivated weirdly to watch something just random. But yeah, no, like I get loads of stuff when I'm in bed trying to sleep. Like one night, just the beat of "Can't Stop" by the Red Hot Chili Peppers came into my head. So at like 2 a.m. I was playing "Can't Stop" on my phone because it just came into my head, and I wouldn't have been able to sleep if I hadn't played it.
Right.
Like my head just goes everywhere when I'm asleep. It's insane. Like, or not even when I'm asleep, just when I'm trying to get to sleep. Like I just can't. I can't figure out a way to make it stop. That's why I listen to podcasts when I go to sleep, because I find my mind kind of stops drifting itself and focuses on what the people are saying, which then allows me to just sleep a lot easier, because I'm not letting my mind wander itself. It's just wandering in regard to what the podcasters are saying, whoever it may be. But yeah, that's just kind of the way I rock, the way I roll. We getting a weekly dose of life advice.
Weekly dose of life advice.
When stressing over something, use the 10-10-10 rule. Will it matter in 10 days, 10 months, 10 years? After getting some perspective, you'll notice how very few things end up worth stressing over. There you go. There's some actual...
Can you repeat that?
Oh, why? Just will it matter in 10 days, 10 months, or 10 years? Why are you stressing over something that's not going to matter in a while? It's a kind of like... it's only worth being sad about for 5 minutes if it's not going to matter in 5 years type thing, or something like that.
Right, yeah.
So use the 10-10-10 rule. Would it matter in 10? What was it? 10 days, 10 months, 10
Good
years.
bit of weekly dose of life advice.
Yeah, we've given you technically like 2.5.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, the one from earlier that we definitely both remember. We're just testing your knowledge to see if you remember it.
Yeah. That's because it wasn't good advice, but That's just the way we roll.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to call it.
We are
podcast.
done. Make sure to check us out on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Patreon, Twitter,
Website.
and the website.
It will all be in the Linktree link in the description of Spotify or iTunes. And
Or
of course
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, so you can check us out there. We'll link you to everything.
Nice and easy.
Nice and easy. All in one place for your convenience and your convenience only. So
And on that cheesy note, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.